Wow, what a finish as Tyler Reddick comes back in dramatic fashion to pick up his fifth win of the season. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Talkin NASCAR. I am your host, Andrew. Man, what a finish we just had at Kansas Motor Speedway. Tyler Reddick picking up his fifth win of the season over his boss, Denny Hamlin, over Kyle Larson, searching for his first win of the season, searching for the first win to break his winless streak. So many stories in this one. Tyler Reddick coming back from being down and possibly out of this race at the end. Late dramatic caution at the end causes overtime, creates an incredible finish, and leads to Toyota culminating in a Toyota dominated day here at Kansas once again. So we'll get to that and so much more, but I already talked about it twice now. Might as well talk about it a third time. We've got to talk about that finish. And this starts even going all the way back to about lap 29. Denny Hamlin out in front over his driver of the number 45 car, Tyler Reddick. After the last green flag pit stop cycle of the race, Hamlin decided to short pit 5 laps earlier ahead of Tyler Reddick to take the lead and choose to save his tires, while Tyler Reddick chose to run a little bit longer and pitted 5 laps after Hamlin got some fresher tires, but was quickly starting to run down Denny Hamlin as we got later in this race. Hamlin was just trying to baby it around. We were getting late in the going. This would be the longest run on tires in this race for Denny Hamlin and every other single driver in the field. So Denny Hamlin was trying to hang on. Meanwhile, Tyler Reddick was on a hard charge to run down Denny Hamlin. And eventually, Reddick would get there, and after dealing with a little bit of lap traffic from the three of Austin Dillon, Reddick would take the lead. But Denny Hamlin was not going away. Austin Dillon and that lap traffic would play a huge factor as Denny Hamlin and Reddick were still side by side battling it out for the lead. We were getting down to the final 2 laps, coming to the white flag, coming to one to go, entering turn 4. Hamlin out in front after passing Tyler Reddick. After it sounds like Tyler Reddick has run out of fuel and has to flip the fuel switch to get some more fuel in the car to keep going. When we get our first caution for cause in this race, it had gone green flag racing the entire way, only 3 cautions, only for the stage breaks, and we get our first caution for cause at the end of this one, coming to the white flag for Cody Ware, spinning out in turn 4. That would get the field all bunched up back together. This would bring everyone back down pit road. All of the 15 lead lap cars, they would be brought down pit road to get fresh tires, and a humongous reset of the field. Drama was setting up. We were in for a fantastic finish. So then we get to the restart after the drivers came down pit road, the lead lap cars came down pit road. The top 10 drivers who chose to take 2 tires, they all chose to take 2 tires on this pit stop cycle and possibly keep their track position or maybe gain it a little bit. Meanwhile, everyone on back, the next 10 cars chose to take 4 tires, and the first car would be the 19 of Chase Briscoe, who would lose a couple of spots in 8th all the way down to 11th. And then it would be, I believe, Daniel Suarez and William Byron behind them, not too far back on the 4 tires. So the top 10 on 2 tires and full on fuel. And meanwhile, the rest of the top 20 were on 4 tires. So coming to the restart, Denny Hamlin has control, has the lead, and Tyler Reddick on the front row with him on his outside with Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace, Reddick's teammate, on the second row. And excuse me, not Bubba Wallace, it was Christopher Bell, who was also having a phenomenal day in this one. We get back racing into turn 1. Humongous battle. Kyle Larson dives it underneath. Denny Hamlin makes it 3 wide. And then Christopher Bell on the outside makes it 4 wide for a brief moment before Tyler Reddick has to back out and is behind all of them. But coming off of turn 4, Reddick is still not quite clear of Christopher Bell. Bell has Reddick's right front in his left rear quarter panel. Then this sends Bell up into the outside wall, damages a toe link down the backstretch into Denny Hamlin. Bell has a broken toe link. He is, trying to hang on to it, damaged race car, but eventually it's Kyle Larson heading into turns 3 and 4. After all that is sorted, is the one pulling away with Hamlin in second, but Tyler Reddick, who originally faded back to 4th place, has a humongous rush of momentum into turns 3 and 4, passes Denny Hamlin on the outside, one of the most dominant cars on the outside this entire race, and sets his sights on Kyle Larson coming to the white flag. Then we have Christopher Bell trying to get to pit road, spins out, possibly going a little bit too fast again, that broken toe link, ruining a really good day for Christopher Bell. But now you have Larson, Reddick, Denny Hamlin with Chase Briscoe up to fourth place after starting in 11th on that restart, already up 7 spots. He would pass Hamlin for third just after taking the white flag. So it would be Larson, Reddick, and Briscoe, the top three, with Hamlin in fourth. Heading down the back straightaway, it would be neck and neck with Reddick closing in very, very quickly on Tyler Reddick. Heading into turns 3 and 4, Reddick dives it up the inside of Larson, who chooses the outside lane. Larson, loose race car, not the best handling car of the day that Larson needs to win. Chooses the outside, takes away the outside line for Reddick, but Tyler Reddick dives it up the inside to the inside of of Kyle Larson to take the lead. A little bit of a slide job up in front, and from there, Reddick has the entire racetrack in front of him. He has the lead, and he takes it home to the checkered flag, making it 5 races this season for Tyler Reddick. 5 wins this year for Reddick, becoming the fourth driver all time to win 5 of the first 9 races in the NASCAR Cup Series season, only behind Dale Earnhardt, Cale Yarborough, and Richard Petty. Elite company that Tyler Reddick is joining this season with his 5 wins in the first 9 races. An incredible last 30 laps, that last sequence, that last little stretch of racing from Kansas was incredible racing. It wasn't as flashy as the closest finish ever in NASCAR Cup Series at Kansas back in 2024 between Larson and Buescher, a finish that people are still talking about today. Or last year in the fall, Hamlin bumps Wallace out of the way, sends Wallace up into the outside wall. Chase Elliott, the opportunistic on the bottom, comes through on the inside of Hamlin, takes the lead, takes the checkered flag. It may have not been as flashy as some of those finishes, but it was just as thrilling, in my opinion. So, an incredible finish, incredible finish to one heck of a race. I'm not going to lie. I'll get to that and so much more, but what a finish for Reddick, who comes up in first place. Congratulations to Tyler Reddick as he rounds out a very dominant day from Toyota overall as a manufacturer, with Denny Hamlin leading the way, Christopher Bell making his way up inside the top 10. Chase Briscoe had a very solid day going until late in the going, when I believe he had a slower pit stop, set him behind a little bit, lost some track position. Ty Gibbs also had a good qualifying effort. He was up inside the top 10. And then Bubba Wallace was also up there as well. Corey Heim looked really sharp today in that fourth 2311 Racing car. Riley Herbsteven for Team 2311 Racing also looked very solid in this one. Toyota just dominated this race today, and it all culminated in an incredible battle between Reddick and Larson, a Toyota and a Chevrolet. Hamlin in that conversation, Chase Briscoe in that conversation, Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell as well. An incredible finish for Toyota overall as a manufacturer. But now let's take a look at the top finishers. With that being said, let's take a look at it. Starting off in first place, Tyler Reddick started on pole, the race winner. He did not, I mean, it looks like for a little bit, Reddick did not necessarily have the best car. He didn't win any of the stages. He was in third place for both stage 1 and stage 2. It looked like Hamlin or Kyle Larson had the best car in this race, but Tyler Reddick was able to rally from behind and nearly have a perfect day. He was very, very close to having a absolutely perfect race in this one. Kyle Larson came so close to breaking that winless streak that has been going for several months now at this point, in even stretching from last year in the 2025 season into the 2026 season. So Larson's still looking for that first victory of the season, that first victory to break that winless streak. Larson still had a very solid day. Came up close 2 weeks in a row, both at Bristol and at Kansas this week. Chase Briscoe in third place, started fifth, had a really good qualifying effort, needed a good finish, another good finish he got here today with another top 5 finish. It was smart of him and James Small, his crew chief, to take the 4 fresh tires to lose him a little bit of track position, but he would be the first car on 4 fresh tires, and you see the result. Climbed all the way up to third place, a podium finish for Chase Briscoe. Denny Hamlin had control of this race, coming to the white flag the first time, not before overtime, coming to the original white flag to take the final lap. He had control of this race, and it looked like he might be the one to hold off Tyler Reddick and get his second win of the season. and we go to overtime. Hamlin can't hold on to the lead. He actually clipped the wall a little bit while battling Chase Briscoe for that fourth place position, coming to the white flag in overtime. Tough luck for Hamlin. I think the fourth place finish doesn't really show the day that Denny Hamlin had, because he was able to win stage one and be up front in stage two as well. So it was a really good day for Denny Hamlin. And then Bubba Wallace as well, former Kansas winner in the next gen car, driving the 23 car today, finishes in fifth. Really good day for Bubba. Very special day for him. His 300th career NASCAR Cup Series start, was going to try to make it, want to put his name on the list of drivers to win in their 300th career NASCAR start, with guys like Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, past champions, some of the names that I can just think off the top of my head. Speaking of Brad Keselowski, he finishes in sixth. I mean, Brad Keselowski, he knows how to get a good finish. He has some of the best pace in the NASCAR Cup Series garage. If he could only just qualify better, man, would Brad Keselowski be in first place for the championship, for the chase points right now, because he went from 21st to 6th this race. I think last time at Darlington, he went from like 23rd to 2nd. I mean, Brad Keselowski, like, he has the pace. He has the ability to be good on Sundays. He just can't qualify on Saturdays. Like, it's so crazy to see that from Brad Keselowski. Another great day for good old BK in the sixth car. Then William Byron in seventh. He was another guy that put on four fresh tires, climbed up to seventh place, was kind of like a 15th to 10th place car all day long. I will say it's a good finish for William Byron, who needed a good finish and a good race overall after his abysmal performance at Bristol last week. I would say definitely got that, but it's definitely still not what the 24 car is capable of overall. I don't think he scored any stage points in this one either. So William Byron is still searching for that, really good race, and he really hasn't had that yet so far this year. So we're still looking for that from William Byron, excuse me. His teammate Chase Elliott in eighth place earned a lot of stage points today. Did Chase Elliott? He was up inside the top five, just outside of it at one point in this race, earning some good stage points. So he earned like more points than some of the guys around him in this one, at least where he finished. I mean, we've seen it out of Chase Elliott now in the last three Kansas races. We saw it last year in the spring, this exact race. Chase Elliott was leading laps and was, up front competing for the win, but eventually kind of fell off. Doesn't have, the elite raw pace to win races as compared to guys like Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, his teammate of Kyle Larson. We just don't see that out of Chase Elliott very more. But we do get is very good consistency, and Kansas looks like it's turning into one of Chase Elliott's better tracks, because he, obviously pulled off that incredible finish to win the fall race last year. So another good day for Chase Elliott, finishing in eighth place. Ty Gibbs, fresh off his first career NASCAR Cup Series victory, finishes in ninth place. Chris Buescher, man, like we say Chase Elliott is the definition of consistency in this sport. I mean, we can't help but overlook Chris Buescher in that regard, because Chris Buescher is a solid 15th to 10th place car almost every single week. Every single week. Finishes in 10th place today as well. Started in 7th place. Another good day for Chris Buescher. His teammate of Ryan Preece in 11th. All three RFK cars inside the top 15. Austin Cindric had a really rough qualifying effort for Team Penske, but rallied to finish up inside the top 15 in 12th place. Good result for Austin Cindric. Carson Hocevar, man, Carson Hocevar had also a lot of pace in this car as well. He looked like the Ryan Blaney of last week at Bristol. Had terrible luck on pit road. Could not get any help from his pit crew and just pit road overall as a whole. So he was set behind a lot in this race, but was still able to rally back to get some stage points inside the top 10. However, finishes in 13th. That's kind of been the theme for Carson Hocevar this year. Has elite pace, just can't put it all together for the good solid race finishes. And then two 2311 racing cars to round out the top 10 here with or top 15, excuse me, with Riley Herbst and Corey Heim. How about Corey Heim getting another top 15 in his only ninth career NASCAR Cup Series start? Has been really good in the Truck Series so far this year. Gets a really good result in this race here at Kansas after a nice debut for the season in the Cup Series at Daytona. So that's a good finish for Corey Heim. And then some notable names outside the top 15. Alex Bowman got an 18th place finish. A good day for Alex Bowman, his second race back from Vertigo. So good to see Alex Bowman back up inside the top 20. Was not exactly the day that he probably wanted, but, good finishing result overall nonetheless. And then Christopher Bell, man, Christopher Bell, I already mentioned it, was up front on that final restart, was competing for the victory in this race, but ended up getting put in the wall, broke a toe link, spun coming onto pit road, finishes in 20th, first car one lap down. So terrible luck for Christopher Bell, in my opinion. So he had a good race going. He was searching for a bounce back after Bristol last week, where he wrecked out early. Similar kind of situation where he broke a right rear toe link and it set him behind for the rest of the race. It was the same thing that happened this week, except it happened at polar opposite ends of the race for both weekends. It happened early last week, set him behind the whole rest of the race. Happened right at the end, right as he was about to, get a good finish, if not compete for the win. So terrible luck for for Christopher Bell. And then Ryan Blaney. What happened to Ryan Blaney today? I don't know. I mean, first it was the pit road issues this entire season, gets a new jackman, and has improved pit stops. I will give that number 12 pit crew their credit. They did have improved pit stops today, time wise, but Blaney still ended up in 24th, and it really wasn't anything of his own doing. I mean, it was more pit road errors. It was him coming out of his pit box in stage one, doesn't see AJ Allmendinger in the 16 car coming in right beside him, ends up spinning Allmendinger out. Blaney has to check up, and I maybe have gotten a little bit of damage in that one as well, but that set Blaney behind a little bit in stage one. Could not get moving back forward for the rest of the race. So it was tough luck for Blaney. Finished in 24th after starting in ninth. Tough luck for Blaney after coming up so close to winning last weekend at Bristol. So tough luck for him. But I think that will do it for the top finishers in this race. Joey Logano, the other guy that did not have a good one, he got outran by Connor Zilic, who has been struggling in his rookie season. But Logano was sent to the back earlier today with a unapproved adjustment. I believe he had to replace a steering rack in his car, so he had to start at the back of the field and just could not move forward at all in this race. Ends up in 30th place. It's becoming a trend now for Logano where he has a really bad week, but then he has a really good week. He's showing some signs of life. He's showing some signs of speed, despite not really qualifying very well. And then he comes out back the next week later and doesn't do anything at all in the field in that race. So kind of becoming a trend when it comes to Joey Logano, which is not necessarily the most positive trend, especially when Logano is 14th in the chase standings right now and, has a good cushion to the cutoff line, but, he isn't too far away from, being eliminated from the chase. But, it's early in the season still. We have a what? Still got so many more races left to go. We have like 27 races left to go in this one. Still 2/3, or yeah, it still has 3/4 of the season left to go. I can't do fractions right now, but leave me alone. It's a Sunday. Leave me alone. But anyways, so Logano probably not wanting to be in this position right now going forward. But there you go. There's a look at your top finishers from today's race at Kansas. Besides that, I don't have much else to talk about this race besides the finish and, the top finishers. So let's go ahead and talk about the race review rating. All right. So what do I want to give for the Advent Health 400 from Kansas Motor Speedway? I mean, looked like a beautiful day there in Kansas City. It looked really nice there. It looks like a really good crowd there. It's always is at Kansas Motor Speedway now with its incredible finishes. I mean, the racing is incredible overall, and we saw that today. Even though we didn't see the chaos we generally see and the amount of cautions at Kansas usually, there was still really good racing overall today. Good battles in the middle part of the field. Battles for the lead. We saw Bell, Larson, Hamlin going at it. Reddick was up front a good amount of the time. There was some comers and goers, like Chase Elliott got up to the front. Brad Keselowski was up there a couple times. Carson Hocevar was rallying back and was up there. Ryan Blaney was also up there as well. So there were comers and goers in this race, which was really, really good. High tire wear race today. Tires were becoming a little bit of an issue. Tires were having to be managed. We obviously saw Hamlin, having to manage his tires as we got closer to the end of the race. That allowed Reddick to gain on him and eventually pass him for the lead. So that was a thing that was, very prevalent in this race, but it wasn't crazy tire wear. It was just, drivers having to be mindful and not completely using up their tires all the time. and it might have come down to that Hamlin might have used his tires up a little bit too much in the beginning of that final run after the final green flag pit stop cycle, and that's what caused him to get passed by Tyler Reddick. So that was the thing that added a lot to this race, which made it so much better. And the racing with the next gen car at Kansas and mile and a half just in general have been very, very good in its entire history. Produces great racing, good side by side racing, and with Kansas being such a wide racetrack, it allows for multi groove racing very, very easily. The top line was a dominant line for the most part in this one. You have to see drivers, full send it into the corner down on the bottom to pass down there and do a little bit of a slide job, like we saw with Tyler Reddick passing Kyle Larson in that final corner to take the victory. That was the way you made passes in this race, which was really, really good racing, in my opinion. So I thought that was all really, really good. You had some fun, the fun finish overall. You had some dramatic racing, at least towards the end, even though, it was a very traditional green flag race. You just had enough drama at the end to make it exciting and make it an exciting finish with Reddick closing in on Hamlin. Even if it didn't go to overtime, I think it still would have been an incredible battle to the finish. But, overtime creates a little bit more drama, but in the end, I think a very deserving winner still walks away with the victory. Overall, this was a very, very good race in my opinion. The Advent Health 400 from Kansas Motor Speedway today is going to get a 93% grade on today's race. I thought this was one of the better races. Very smooth, very traditional race. If not for the stage breaks, which in my opinion should be eliminated very, very soon, you had very good, clean racing, good hard racing, good clean battles, and just enough drama at the end to really make it exciting. So I'm going to give it a 93% on my race review rating for the Advent Health 400 from Kansas Speedway. So let me know down in the comments what you would have given this race as a grade. Would you have rated it higher? Would you have rated it lower? Let me know down in the comment section below. But that'll do it for this episode, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you enjoyed today's race. I sure did overall. I thought it was an amazing race. A really good one to be the 1/4 of the way through the season mark. Man, season's already a quarter of the way done. That's insane to think about. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you follow the show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. Go check out Talking Sports with Miles and Andrew. You can find that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts as well. I'll have links to the Spotify page and the YouTube channel page as well. If you want to go listen to it there, it'll be in the description down below. So, thank you all for listening. I still don't know how to do these outros correctly, or not in a corny way at least, but maybe we'll get there one day. So thank you all for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you next time. Bye.